Oh, there she is.
Hi, Evan.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I love it. I love it. I'm great. So Charlotte's part of my Movement Makers program, and as part of that, we do some IG lives together. So, what do you got? How can I help?
Now, as you know, I'm fairly new to YouTube, like a lot of us in your Movement Makers program. And I really want to learn how to tap into YouTube, but it has just not been my strength. So I want to know, how do I get started with that? What's the best way to get started? Start getting subscribers and things like that as well.
What ultimately are you trying to sell? Let's start there.
Um, for women, entrepreneurs and business owners to join the Wealthy Women Inner Circle, my Wealthy Women Inner Circle, where I teach women how to grow a successful business. One of the marketing tools, the number one marketing tools I use, of course, is a book, because I am just a whiz at launching best-selling books. And so that's the tool that I usually help them with growing their business with.
Okay. And is that a group coaching kind of like Movement Makers?
Yes, yes.
Okay, great. So if you do coaching, the best videos to do are around coaching. So what I would love to see you do is have some of your women. You could do exactly what I'm doing right now, right? This is the exact model. We're going to flip it. So now you're going to be on top and your students are going to be underneath, where you've got a regular show where you bring on the women who are already in the program. Like, how many people are in the program right now?
Right now, we have over 5,000 women. They're really diverse.
Perfect. Great. That's could be a daily show
Yes.
where 5 times a week you go live. Like I do mine Monday to Friday, 2 o'clock Eastern. You have your version of it. You as a way to give them recognition, thank them, give them exposure to your community, and also inspire other women who could learn from their story. You have them come on. You do an Instagram live like this. They share a bit of their story, and then they're going to tell you where they're struggling. And they're struggling to write their book. They're struggling to market it. They're struggling to come up with a concept for the book. They're struggling with the design of the cover, or all of the things that you already coach, all these women through. The difference is, instead of it just being group where there's 5,000 people in a room, now you're helping them one-on-one, and that becomes content for Instagram, and then you just cut it to go sideways so it goes to YouTube. And all you have to do is show up. Like, you're going to show up like I am here and say, hey, Charlotte, how can I help? You're going to say, hey, Nancy, what do you got? How can I help? And Nancy's going to tell you her issues and whatever she's struggling with, and you're going to help them. And what that does is show up your expertise in this arena. They're going to ask you about how to grow their business and how to make a book and all the things that you know how to talk about, right? They're not going to come on and talk to you about a sweet potato pie recipe, unless you're really good at sweet potato pie. I don't know, but maybe you do have a killer sweet potato pie recipe.
Yes, I love sweet potato pie for sure.
Oh, she does. But I mean, the women coming on are probably going to give you, questions that you know how to answer, right? That are in your wheelhouse. They join your group for a reason, and so. As people are watching this, they learn about Movement Makers. As people are watching your show, they learn about the program that you offer, and it's a chance to talk about it without selling it, without having to say, you need to go join my program. It shows off how much you care, how knowledgeable you are, how much you actually want these women to get results and get their businesses growing and get their books out there, not just about, selling something. So that's what I would do. The fact that you already have 5,000 people in the program, fantastic. You line them up for a daily 25-minute show. I would do exactly what I'm doing here. And then just turn all of those into YouTube videos. I don't turn all of these into YouTube videos. We turn some of them. But if that was my only focus, is I need to just sell Movement Makers and that's all I'm doing, then everyone would be turned into a YouTube video. And some of those will do well and drive traffic for your program.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Evan. And I know that you mentioned turn it into a YouTube video. Is there like a specific tool that you use to actually convert from the Instagram to YouTube?
So we did a training on this inside Movement Makers. I forget what number it was, but if you look at the past trainings, we had a guest person named Joshua who's a video, because I don't do any of the video editing. So we had Joshua come on and explain, like, there's so many things that you can do inside a video editing software that it can be overwhelming and complicated. And if you want to learn it, great, but just all you have to do is take this. Yeah, I mean, you're just taking this and you're turning it to this, right? We're already in Instagram, we're already in squares, right? I'm the square on top, you're the square underneath. What was that show? Was it Hollywood Squares? Am I dating myself?
Yes.
Hollywood Squares. Good times. So we have our Hollywood Squares episode here. And so all you have to do is then put our squares next to each other. I wouldn't worry about music or lower thirds or anything crazy. So we already have a training inside our Movement Makers on that. And Joshua, the same guy, just made a 60-second version of it. So how to do it in 60 seconds. So you could watch the whole deep training inside Movement Makers. That was, you know, I don't know how long his training was there, an hour or something. Or the 60-second quick version of it. I'm going to remind myself and Yelena for Wednesday. We're on this Thursday, Movement Makers. Yeah.
Yes.
To also include the link of the 60-second version, so you've got that.
Thank you. Well, that's pretty much what I wanted to ask you, because I'm like, I've always been over on YouTube, but I've never like leveraged it like I really need to. And I know that you're really a whiz at that. So I was like, this is just a great opportunity for me to be able to get some insights and wisdom from you as well.
How long are your sessions inside your room?
We usually meet weekly, and it's like 60 minutes.
Okay. The other thing I would consider is doing a weekly series then, where you take, is it on a Zoom call or Facebook Live, or what do you do?
It's Zoom.
Great. Do you record it?
Yes.
Perfect. I would take a 10 to 12 minute segment from that. I mean, I do this myself. Take a 10 to 12 minute segment from the 60-minute training and put that on YouTube as well.
Okay.
So I would lead it with, what's the name of the group again?
It's Wealthy Women Inner Circle.
Wealthy Women Inner Circle. So I would do the video, and I would say, hey, what you're about to watch is a preview of my Wealthy Women Inner Circle, where I meet once a week to help women grow their businesses and realize their potential. Enjoy. Or whatever your words would be, right? I mean, I'm just pulling things from there. But and then it cuts to you inside the group, and you're sharing. Is it all coaching? Are you presenting? What happens inside the group?
So I have experts actually come in to give some tips and strategies, as well as me, doing coaching and mentorship as well. So
is it like when the experts come in, is it a presentation where they have a PowerPoint and they're going through it?
Some of them do, and some of them don't.
And what's your part? Are you PowerPoint or are you Q&A?
I actually do both. It just depends on the topics.
So I would mix it up between like half of them. So once a week, do you, once the next week, do your guest. Whenever you think you have a really great guest, and I'm sure all your guests are great, but just, extra special great guest, or there was this moment that was really great. Once a week, you do them, a 10 to 12 minute clip, and then the next week you do a 10 to 12 minute clip from inside the group. So you preface it, what you're about to watch is from my group, and then at the end of the video you can say, if you want to see the whole video, join my group. Link is down in the
Okay.
description below.
Yes, I'm definitely going to implement what you're sharing. I didn't think of it like that.
Well, and you don't want to give the whole thing away because then why would people join the group? And
Yes.
listen, there still are reasons because I'm sure the connection is great between the women and the networking and the community support, and it's not just the information, but having a 10 to 12 minute clip out of the 60 is enough to give people a taste of the value, but then feel like, oh, but I want more. How do I
Yes.
join? How much is your program to be part of?
It's 197 per month. It's like different levels.
Yeah,
Of course, similar to yours, you got these different levels for joining. And yes.
cool. So yeah, so if you wanted to hit YouTube aggressively, I would look at 5 times a week doing a coaching video like this, and
Okay.
then once a week doing a clip from your 10 to 12 minute clip from your group. So now
Okay.
you're posting 6 days a week. Now, it doesn't actually have to take that much time to do. The clip from the training, you're already recording the training. There's no extra, it's just a little bit of editing, but you don't have to sit in front of a camera and record anything new, which is great.
Yes.
And then the coaching, if you're looking at 5 people, times 20 minutes, 25 minutes, you're looking at, 2 hours a week of actually making videos. And where coaching is great is that if you have to go through, so in Built to Serve, I outline the perfect thought leadership template, like how to make a really good thought leadership video. And to get good at that takes a lot of time, practice, effort, which is great if you ultimately want to be on stage or you want to be a speaker. But for coaching videos, it's much easier because you don't have to do any prep.
Yes.
You just have to show up and say, hey, Susan, how can I help? Great to have you here. And then she's going to share her problem. And again, because you've seen it so many times, you know how to help her. And your goal with any coaching session is to get them to say, holy cow, that's a great idea. And you see their eyes light up. And then they go and start implementing. So to make a 20-minute video takes 20 minutes. There's no
Yes.
getting your lines perfect and memorizing anything because it's basically just a coaching session. So if you had, 2 hours a week to dedicate to making YouTube content and Instagram content,
Yes.
that's what I would do. I would line up 5 people. You can even have them all on the same day if you wanted to, instead of having a daily
Yes.
show. You could batch it and just schedule them. So like 1:00 and 1:30 and, or 1:25 and right. You just schedule them all out together and then you release them to YouTube once a day. Even though you batch filmed them, you release them to YouTube once a day.
Wow, that is awesome. And by the way, your book is absolutely amazing. I recommend it to everyone, and I even have it. My 15-year-old, he's reading it right now, and it's just amazing. Like everybody should have that book.
Cool. I appreciate the love. How often are you making YouTube videos right now?
It's just been like once a month, but that's why I'm like,
Okay.
I got to get into it. Really got to get
Yeah.
into it. I'm going to implement starting today, though.
All you have to do is line up the clips from the old videos, the training, you could
Yes.
already start to do. Do you have anybody who can edit to help you cut the clips?
Yes, but I'm sure I'm going to look into Movement Makers because I know you give us a ton of resources to get the editing part done. So I'm open if you have someone specifically you want to recommend, but I know that you give us a lot of resources in there.
Yeah. I don't know that I have an editor I would give you. I think if you've got a community, what I would do is tap into who's in your community and see if anybody likes to edit.
Okay.
Because they already know you, they love you.
Yes.
They're on brand. They're like, oh my God, I love working with her. And so they get the mission and you don't have to educate.
Yes.
And I love the idea of having a woman editor edit a video for women.
Yes.
Because it's very, like, my main editor is a woman. Christina has been my editor for almost a decade, my main editor.
Wow.
But it's a heavy male industry, you know? And I just love the idea of whoever, like, because your target audience are women, whoever is on the team to be able to be a part of the community as well, so they get it. Because it impacts things like color choices and font choices and clip usage and all of that. Just, I think having somebody in the community who loves you already, who loves the mission and the message behind, you're gonna not just have their brain, but their heart and soul as well.
Yes.
So that's what I would do. I would message your 5,000 people and say, hey, I'm looking at expanding. We're going to be making YouTube videos. I want to do a daily show, almost 6 days a week. It's not a full-time job. That's not a full-time job at all. Like it's to make those videos is maybe 1 day a week to do those 6 videos.
Yes.
Maybe half a day a week. I mean, the editing is super light on it.
Yes.
And if somebody wants to be part of it, and maybe they get extra coaching from you, or maybe you're paying them for it, or maybe they get access to the community for free, or something that, like people only look at skills too often. They don't look at the heart and the values. So I think pulling from somebody in your community is going to be, you're going to get the best choice for it. Yeah, and then start with the old training that you've already done.
A ton.
Yeah, as long as it's still relevant. And then coaching, what day is today? Monday. When can you do your first coaching session?
I could do my first one tomorrow.
That's what's up, Charlotte. Hey now, we're liking that. Yeah, I mean, you just DM them or message them and say, who wants to join? I'm starting a new show. Do you want 25 minutes of my time for free to break down whatever problem you're going through right now, to get my insights on? And it's going to be on Instagram and YouTube so that other women who are like you can learn about this same topic, right? You use it as a bonus for people who have already joined your program.
Absolutely. Wow, this is really, really good, Evan. Thank you.
And it's fun. It's fun. Like, talking just to a camera can be hard for people because there's nobody. It's hard for coaches because there's nobody in front of you. But when you're talking to another, you're talking to your client underneath you, and you see that whatever you're saying is she's going to go implement, and it's a combination of hope and strategies. Like the hope that it's possible, that you believe in her. You're transferring knowledge from your head to hers. And your belief in her that she can do it makes her believe in herself that she can do it too. Because she may not have anybody around her telling her, you're going to be an author? What? You've never written a book. You can't write a book. Like, those may be the voices around her or even in her own head. But then here's Charlotte saying, no, you can do it. It's like, oh, maybe I can do it.
Yes.
Right? So it's the hope, but then also the strategies of, okay, well, how do you do it? And how do you how do you make the plan, and how do you name the book, and what's in the table of contents, and all of the stuff that inside out. But that transference of hope plus strategy makes a great coaching session, and she'll leave feeling empowered, which is what you're all about.
Yes, absolutely.
So I would book your first, if you're starting tomorrow, which is great.
Yes.
You book your first 4 guests, like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Who are the first 4 women who who you'd have fun with, just to get momentum for the show? Yeah, and it's literally, for any coach, like, this is the #1 bit of advice I'm giving everybody, like up to Dean Graziosi and Brendan Burchard level people. The best videos you can make are the coaching videos, because it's a lot more real. It feels real that there's somebody here in front of me who is struggling, and you're gonna help her get the result that she needs it makes me want to dive deeper into your world because like, maybe she could do it for me too. What's the name of that program again? Right.
Yes.
And then it's in your bio on Instagram, and it's in the description. First line of the description on YouTube is the link to learn more about your program.
Yes. Definitely have to get everything updated over there.
Yeah, but that's not,
Yeah.
it's not hard. It's a link, right?
No.
To join my program, click here, link.
Yes.
And your Instagram bio, same thing. Join my program, click here, link.
Yes.
And then all the content is just geared towards giving value, and people will, you start with the free, but the free leads to the paid. There's people who will want to be more around you, your knowledge, your happiness, your hope, your belief system. Like they don't have that in their lives, and they want more Charlotte, and they can click to go find out more.
Yes. Awesome.
That's your game plan. Let's go.
Yes, absolutely. I'm going to be definitely rewatching this and sharing this with my tribe as well. And this has been absolutely amazing. And I thank you for all that you're doing for us, Evan.
So listen, already in the chat, saying, could you post your link, sister? A comment. So if people want to find out more from my audience about your program, where are they going?
WealthyWomenInnerCircle.com or IamCharlotteHoward.com.
Perfect. And is it in your IG bio as well?
Yes, link is in the bio.
Perfect. That's it.
Thank
you got our plan of action.
Yes.
Book your first guest this week. Start cutting up the video. Like all of this you could have consistent content going up by end of week, early next week.
Yes. Yes.
And it's badly needed because the one thing I've noticed is community is super important for entrepreneurs because they feel like they don't have community. They feel like they're alone. And especially for women entrepreneurs, because there's a lot of negativity in the household as to if you can do this or not.
Yes.
If like how many of the women in your program, I'm just curious, this would be their first time author?
Well, oh goodness, it's like at least about half of them are like first time authors.
Yeah. That's actually low. I would have thought it'd be like 75, 80% would be first time authors. That's a huge barrier to overcome, a mental barrier to overcome. Just feeling worthy enough of writing a book. Like, who am I to write a book? I didn't go to school for this, and my parents weren't authors, and there's a lot of doubt in their own heads and a lot of doubt from the people around them telling them that, hey, what are you working on? Oh, I'm working on my book. You working on a book? Come on, right? But to be then surrounded by other women who are like them, who feel the same way, who are now on this challenge together, and we're all writing books together, it's just so powerful to help them actually create that belief in themselves that they can do it.
Yes.
So I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan. I love it.
Absolutely.
I love it.
I love it too. Absolutely. You're right, though. It does help them to be around in a community of other women who are, going to support them and be surrounded by them when they're launching their book, help promoting their book, sharing it, it's really helpful.
Yeah, for sure. Anybody who's got an audience, I mean, they've all got their own versions of audience size.
Yes.
To do a book tour, to do an Instagram live book tour, to say, hey, I'm launching my book. Anybody want to host me? And then 100 women say, I'll have you on my show. Right? That's amazing. I love it.
Yes.
Cool. Well, it's crazy how time flies when you're having fun.
Yes.
Thank you for the love, the energy. I'm so excited to see your show come out. And I'll see you Thursday inside Movie Makers.
All right. Yes. Thank you so much.
All right. Much love.
All right.
Take care.
Much love to you too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
If you want another awesome video in our Black Excellence series, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.